record this. I am recording. Okay. So yeah. So we'll just go over the light and the stands. So these little knobs right here are the things that like will you loosen and tighten to, oh, and you've got the legs open. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much, I gave you the ones, you know, you just untighten or unscrew this part and pull it down. Yeah, I tried to give you kind of like the best ones because some of them are janky. And then, you know, obviously just make sure when you're setting up the lights that everything is tightened. Just test it like before you actually put a light on it, you know, just give it a little push. And, you know, the lights that we're using aren't like heavy or anything, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, like I said, this one's actually busted and I'm trying to fix it, but, you know, so you unscrew the stem and just, you can go up and down and then retighten it. And if it's not busted, it should hold. Hey, I got this one to work. This one's like, see, even how this one like pushes down, it's not, I wouldn't consider that good because it's gonna sink. But yours should all be good. I tested them.
Yeah, they're good.
So yeah, I mean, again, like the lights that I gave to you are maybe 2 pounds, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. And there's not really any trick to closing it back up other than like sometimes they're kind of a little sticky. You gotta kind of like push them. But that's about it for that.
Just sitting the light on there, it's okay like that, or?
Yeah. So that was one of the things that I was having trouble finding too at Covenant. I know that one of the lights has a tie-down knob in the case in the front pocket, and I think the other one doesn't, unfortunately. Yeah, that's not the best thing.
Yeah.
But I just.
But at least like I'm not moving it around too crazy, and yeah, it's better than nothing, I guess. Oh, I thought this was it. It's the zipper.
I think it's in the case, because I know one of the cases like doesn't zip up. Yeah, I think it's in that case.
Yeah, I think I see it. Definitely not as small as a zipper.
Yeah, and then that's the power supply. Oh yeah, tie down.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. That is it.
And just find the hole and screw it in, which I can't really do right now because my
one-handed.
My hand and shoulder is doing some weird stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm one-handed too.
But yeah, that's basically it. You tie that down. And then I mean, and then also on the sides of the light, you can see there's some screws that you can kind of you can use it to tilt it and adjust the angle.
Yeah. Let's see.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Getting up is a task. All right. Damn. I'm trying to like prop the phone.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right.
So what I'm curious about is that once I sit the light on there, I'm not really sure how to, well, okay, now there it goes. There we go. There is no like hole in the stand itself. So I didn't know if this thing would actually like tighten anything, I guess. So like here. Dang, let me flip the camera around. So yeah, like here. this is the tightener, of course. There's the hole,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no hole in this pole stand thing.
Yeah.
How do I do that?
You just kind of tighten it so that like the pressure of the screw and the
Okay.
yeah, it kind of presses the metal, and it's not the again that stand is actually not made for that light, so it's a little bit jury rigged.
Okay, that makes sense.
But it
Well,
works. You just kind of tie it down, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's good enough. So when I just adjust this, I'll just be careful and
Yeah.
like it's totally fine.
Yeah, it's pretty solid once you kind of tighten it.
Yeah.
As long as because I've definitely had it where I accidentally used this stand, the one that doesn't actually tighten. It's more the stands that are the problem than attaching the light to the stand.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So yeah. And then so once that's all set up, you can use that power supply. Are you still there? Your video turned off.
I was doing something there. Okay, let me get this plugged up. All right. I'm gonna sit this down for a second.
Sure.
Sorry, everyone. Get it together. How about that? Okay, I turned it down, but it's on and it's working.
Okay, cool. And so the thing that actually even kind of confused me today, sometimes, on the back, there's a lever. Most of the switches are pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But there's a lever that's XLR versus battery.
Yeah.
So if that's on battery, it's not going to take power from the wall.
The cord, yeah.
Yeah. So that's if you're why isn't it turning on? That's kind of the first thing to check. And then the next thing is the dimmer, maybe the dimmer is down. Yeah, so that's nice. It's a nice feature too. You can adjust the and obviously the on off, but that one's obvious. And then the other one is the banks. So that's another way that you can adjust the level of the light as well, is it can be half as powerful if you turn off one of the banks. So it basically turns off half the lights or half the
yeah, you can see the difference for sure.
So, that's kind of pretty much all there is to it with that. And they're both exactly the same. So that's good. They're pretty simple and they don't take a lot of power. So I figured, because you don't want to be busting breakers in the room and that kind of thing. because that would be lame. And then I know that there's two, what do you call, clothespins in one of the bags,
Yep.
so that you can like
Or
use that
the
to pin up the gels. And then there's the bounce board, which probably for your setup, I would suggest using one of the lights, like set up that little white bounce board like kind of at like a 3/4 angle. I mean, and when we get to actually filming something together, we can work on the lighting setup together. But just as like a quick kind of tutorial, I would say like you can kind of set up the bounce board like kind of at a 45-degree angle to your face. Like say I'm sitting here. Like I would say to put the bounce card like here. I mean, it can be on either side, here, whichever works better.
5 is like.
Yes, it's like, if you put your hands out, not all the way to the side, not all the way to the front, but like in the middle of. So at like a 45-degree angle from your body. And just here, so, I mean, your card is bigger than mine, but, so it's something like this, to your face. So it's kind of like acting like a main fill light. And then you can have your light, your LED light bouncing into it, like maybe from kind of this area bouncing back at you. And then I would set up the other one like behind you as like a rim light. And then you can probably just use the ambient light of your room, like with your lamps and things. And then when you have the gel on, it should all match pretty well. It should all match pretty well. So that's kind of, I think, what I would suggest for like a basic setup. And then when we get closer, we can work on tweaking that. But if you want to kind of work on that and see, and I mean, I feel like you have a good aesthetic eye, so you can kind of just see what you think looks good. I mean, you're like, what makes you look better and what makes you look worse. So, it's like just about making you look good. And that's why I would suggest using the bounce light, because it's softer and just generally more like, it's just prettier than having, because unfortunately I didn't see any diffusion gels. I don't know if you have like wax paper or anything like that.
No. I was thinking I might have something that would resemble, but I don't.
One thing you might want to try for an alternative of like something that could diffuse the light, and I'm not actually, I don't know that this would work. This might be a really dumb suggestion, but like I was like maybe a white pillowcase or something like that. It might cut too much of the, I mean, it'll cut a lot of the light.
How about this? You see that?
Oh yeah, that might work.
Yeah, I have like plenty of this like.
Yeah, gauzy. That might work. It might just end up cutting the light and not actually changing the quality of it. Like to look at, but I mean, it's because like when you look at the shadow basically that the light makes, like if you're like evaluating the quality of the light, you want to look at and see like, a harsh light will make like a dark defined shadow, and like a prettier kind of more diffuse light will make like a less a less dark shadow. So I mean, I think that curtain would probably work just as alternative diffusions. So yeah, that's definitely something to kind of experiment with.
Yeah.
But that's definitely why I made sure to get you a bounce card, because then I know for sure that's like a tried and true method for like making the light a little more beautiful.
Yes. I dig it.
Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that, I think. I mean, it's just the two lights, the mounts, and then the stands, and that's pretty much what it is. And then I mean we can go over like lighting again, but just to kind of give you like a quick overview.
Okay.
You have any kind of questions or anything?
Not at the moment. I'm one of those people that have like many questions. Like I have to be like doing it, I guess.
For sure.
In the act.
Yeah, you're like, I get that conceptually, but I'm not, yeah, you're not like doing it.
Yeah, because I'm processing it for sure. I'm actually gonna write down what you said because it's still in my head, but I probably won't have many questions until I'm doing it. Therefore, like you said, I'll understand it.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
Yep.
That is the way people learn.
Yeah. Some people, yeah, hands on. But yeah, I mean, let's see.
And then since that was pretty much what we're kind of going to go over in class, like officially today, I'm going to stop the recording. But if you have any, yeah, you said you didn't have any questions. So I will stop the recording.